Welcome to Vapefog Reviews, Tutorials, and Gear. Today, we're taking a look at the Patriot RDA. Okay guys, so here's the Patriot RDA sitting on top of a Nemisis clone from Fasttech. The Patriot, I don't remember exactly where it was that I purchased it. I believe it was eBay. And I found one on eBay for you guys, so I can give it a quick description here. It is stainless steel. The diameter is 22 millimeter. It has 3 poles. It says it's perfect for dual coil setup. It's 510 threaded. Refills from the top, obviously. It's a drip atomizer. It only has 1 air hole, so that's one downside as far as I'm concerned. It has silver plated contact, stainless steel drip tip included, and no battery included. So you can pick it up for $13.99 on eBay. Okay, now the drip tip that you see sitting on top of this, I can't find an actual name for it. It's just a long stainless steel drip tip, and it's 70 millimeters. I'll put the link in the description. I have 2 different types. They have a 40 millimeter and a 70 millimeter, and the 70 millimeter is what I have right here. Okay, so now with that out of the way, let's move on to the Patriot RDA. We'll go up close, check it out. We're going to build a coil for this thing, vape it, talk about it. Okay guys, so here's what the Patriot RDA looks like up close. This is with the top cap off. You got double O-rings there. Okay, you got a pretty decent sized drip well. Then you have these 3 little screws at the top. You can see that there's no flathead portion in them or nothing like that. You just tighten them down by finger, and then I use a pair of needle nose pliers to get them all the way tight. You see the holes in there. Put my hand behind it. There you go. So they're pretty decent. They're not huge, but it's big enough to build dual coils. But I've never put dual coils on this because it only has 1 air hole. So I figure it's kind of a waste. See if we can see this up close. Got some kind of little bird design or something there. Okay. There's the top. And yeah, yours won't look like this. I don't really care too much about this RDA, so I reamed the air hole out just a little bit because it's really tight. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the bottom. Made in the USA. And let's go up close and build a coil for this thing. Okay guys, to build this coil we're going to be using 6 to 8 inches of Kanthal. This is 28 gauge. And then we got a 564 drill bit. Okay. And I'm going to wrap this around this drill bit. I'm sure most of you have probably seen this done before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it around this bit 9 times. Okay. So we're going to do 9 wraps. And you want to get these as close together as possible. That's 5. There's 9. Okay, then what I like to do is I usually undo that first wrap. Take one of those pliers and I sure these up to get the coils good and tight. I clip off the excess, straighten these out as much as possible, give them a little twist back like that, and there's our coil. We'll take our fingers, push them together a little bit. This is what it looks like up close, and don't worry, it looks a little ugly, but we're going to clean it up right now. So here's the Patriot sitting on top of my ohm reader. I'm just going to feed it through. Okay, so once you get your holes lined up, pull your coil through. Something like that right there. Let me adjust the focus on this and get in close where you can see this. Okay, see that? Got one through positive, one through the negative. Positive is in the center, negatives are on the outer edge. Okay, so we're going to pull this up to just inside the, right inside the edge of the cup there. Okay, and we're going to tighten these down. I always do it finger tight first. Put the drill bit back in there. That way I can pull this out where I want it. Okay. Then I'm going to use these pliers here to tighten these down on them leads. Let's pull these out of the way. Okay, now that we have everything tight, I'll come down in here and clip these off as close as we can. Okay. You go ahead and take out that drill bit. Okay guys, real quick. If you can see it there, there's the Patriot logo. We want to see what the ohm reader says the ohms are. So let's flip the switch. And remember, this was a 9-wrap coil with 28 gauge Canthal on a 564 drill bit. So it should be somewhere between 1.5 and 1.9. Let's take a look. Okay, 1.6. Put it on top of the Nemisis here. Loosen up our lock ring there. Okay, so now what we want to do is squeeze these together with a pair of tweezers. Just gently. Okay, that's what you want your coil to look like right there. Alright, let's wick it up. Okay guys, so to wick this coil, we're going to be using 100% organic cotton. Okay? So you want to run it through the center of the coil. Use something to get a hold of it there. I use some needle nose pliers. And you just want to pull it through. Okay, now that I have it pulled through, I'm going to, this end over here, I'm going to cut a little shorter, okay, and then just tuck it down underneath. So probably about right in here, about right with the edge. Okay, then this side, let me look at it here. I'll just trim off just a little. Now what we want to do is just tuck this down, just down into that drip well. And then this side we're going to kind of fold it over a little bit here. Let me get my finger in there real quick to help. Okay, see what I did there? Now really, you can do this however you want to. You know, the more you build coils, the more you'll learn. And wicking a coil is very important. But like I say, if you're unsure, you can just do it the way I just did. And I'm leaving a little bit of space underneath the coil there. I don't know if you can see that in there. But there's a little bit of space in there. And that's because I want airflow to go over top of it, because this coil, or I mean this RDA, the airflow control on it, or I mean the airflow itself is, it's just not very good. If you're a mouth to lung hitter, you will probably like it. But if you're a lung hitter, no, it'll have to be drilled out. So now what I'm going to do, now that we have that our coil made and wicked and all that stuff. Now we need to put some e-juice on it. So I'm just going to wet this cotton up. Put some back here in the back. With that nice and saturated. I hope I got that. I can't see because I'm on camera. Now we're going to give it a fire. Let me undo the locking ring here. And this Nemisis, oh man, this thing's been a real nightmare for me. But anyway, let's give it a test fire and see what happens. And there we go. The nightmare of the Nemisis continues. Okay, so let's give it a fire and see how she does. There you go. You see it's working. Okay. Let's put our top cap on. What you want to do here is line up your air hole with the coil. So you see the coil? There's my airflow hole. We're going to put that right over top of that coil. Pop on our drip tip. And there it is. So let's go up top, give it a vape, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on this device. Let's try this out with another drip tip. One of my Faro wide bore drip tips. Okay, you can see the entire mod there is in 18, this is 18650 mode. Okay guys, so any of you that watch my videos know that I love the CLEAROMIZER Mod DNA 30. That Nemisis just doesn't do it for me, so I popped this off, popped the Patriot RDA off, and I put it on top of the CLEAROMIZER Mod. And we're getting a reading of 1.4 ohms, but I'm going to put it on the ohm reader just to verify and make sure that I have the correct ohms. And this is at 20 watts, so let's give it a try again. Yeah, as you can see, the vapor production was way better. Let's give it one more vape. The air draw is just so tight on this thing. I'm going to drill it out, and not in this video, but I'm going to drill it out and then I'll show you guys the difference after I modify it. So let me give it one more vape and then we'll go back out and talk about it real quick. Okay guys, the Patriot RDA is now sitting on top of the CLEAROMIZER Mod DNA 30 with the Faro wide bore drip tip. That seems to work the best. I'm not really a big fan of this drip tip, other than it does dissipate heat pretty well, but not as well as this. As you can see, this has some kind of acrylic or something on there, and it's fantastic. Once I get this hole drilled out, the air hole, I'll probably go probably about as big as the 564 drill bit. I imagine that would probably be pretty decent. You can see that there. That'd be a nice size air hole. But do I recommend this RDA? Yeah, if you're a mouth to lung hitter, it's got a pretty tight draw, and I would compare it probably to about like this right here. I don't know, those of you that have the Aspire Nautilus Mini, I would compare it to probably the very first setting. So the smallest air hole on here. So the airflow on this is really tight. I believe it's stock 1/16. But if you're a mouth to lung hitter, yeah, it's still really tight. If you're a lung hitter, okay, it's extremely tight, and lung hitters just won't like this. You'll definitely have to drill it out. But is the RDA worth the money? Yeah, I think so. I think it's it's fun to build on. I definitely recommend it. I've had this RDA. In fact, it was one of my first RDAs that I purchased when I started vaping like 5 months ago. Anyway, that's it. That's the Patriot RDA. So thanks for watching, guys. Please remember to subscribe, comment, like, and share my videos with everybody. And until next time, take care and happy vaping.